Hello everyone, my name is Lewis, and this is the Keylight Mini. Now, the Keylight Mini, it's a good light, I can't lie. In the box, you get a Keylight Mini itself, USB-A to Type-C cable, and papers. Other than that, this box is like entirely useless except for just a bunch of cardboard. That was really loud, what did that hit? So, the light is 800 lumens, 2900 to 7000 Kelvin color temperature adjustable. What that means is it's essentially like the warmth and like coolness of the light. So like 2900 Kelvin is like this orange color, 7000 Kelvin is this bluish white, and then 5000 Kelvin is like pure daylight white. So it's completely adjustable all the way up and down. You can do that either on the controls itself or via a mobile app on iOS, Android, PC, or Mac. If you're on PC or Mac, you go to Elgato's website, click the downloads in the top right, click the drop-down menu, and then click on Keylight, then click Keylight Mini. Then click download, and boom, install, and then open up the app and then connect the Keylight. And with this app, the app is kind of bad in my opinion, at least on my phone, on my iOS phone. It has like random disconnects sometimes, which is kind of annoying. And they definitely need to put some work in this app. Now, it is nice to be able to control it, but you can't even use the app unless you're at home because you need Wi-Fi to use the app. And they broadcast it as this like huge, portable, mobile, all of this, but you can't use the app when you're outside of your house? How does that make any sense? Well, that's just me though, but you can turn it off, turn it on. You can see how much of a difference it actually makes in my lighting, like off, on, off, on. It's ridiculous. You can change the color temperature, like I said, orange, bluish, white, and then let me set to exactly 5000, and then white. All right, so 800 lumens, like I mentioned, 2900 to 7000 Kelvin color temperature adjustable, and the mounting options are like ridiculous. Like if I grab this thing, this is literally like the only light in my set. This was powering my entire face. It has magnets on the back. 1 second, please. Must tell spooky stories by the campfire. But really though, it has magnets on the back, so if you look back here, it's kind of difficult to see because there's no light, but there's these little pucks. This is a magnet, so I can stick this on, and it's not going anywhere. So, it has a magnet. For some reason, these bottom magnets, this bottom right here isn't very strong. It does have a magnet, I can feel it pulling, but it's not strong enough to hold. This one is strong enough to hold, but it's still pretty weak. Maybe it's just a manufacturing defect, but I mean, kind of weird that would happen. It also has a 1/4-inch mount on the bottom. This 1/4-inch mount allows you to use it with practically like anything, like a tripod, like this newer light here. You can use it with an adapter to put it on a hot shoe or cold shoe, which essentially means you can just pop it on top of a camera like so. And it's insanely useful having this mounting. Now, most lights have this, so it's not like a cool feature, but it is nice to have it. And it's worth mentioning, just in case you want to mount it somewhere custom. Continuing on, the battery life is pretty decent. Now, depending on the color temperature and brightness, the battery life will differ. If you're on 100% brightness, 5000 Kelvin, which is that white, it should last around 105 minutes. And I'll put a little chart up for you on screen now, so you can see exactly the amount of battery life you could expect to get out of this thing. So, pretty decent battery life. That is with Wi-Fi enabled, by the way. Pretty decent. It also is Edgelit. And essentially what that means is like the lights are on the edge. I'll put a diagram. It looks something like that. The lights are kind of in a ring around the key light. So this kind of makes it a little bit smoother. It's not much, but it does make it much sleeker. Like if I grab this thing again, you'll see just how sleek this thing actually is. Like, it is tiny. It's like it's about the same size as my hand, facing forward. It is ridiculously slim. And that does help towards that as, well, the slimmer it is easier to move around. And having lights like, hold on, let me show you. I currently use it with the magnets. That's why you're hearing lots of snapping noises. It's because I'm snapping it back where it was. This light, which is this newer light that I got for $40, has a front-facing light system. So you see this like, little grid array of lights, and all of these are essentially on the edge on the Key Light Mini. So they have to use a really strong diffuser with this, as they're all blasting in front, but when they're blasting to the side, it kind of all converges into one and then blasts outwards. It doesn't help too much, but it is a cool feature to have. It makes it a lot slimmer, and it makes it, I guess, a teeny bit better, so why not? So this light right here, this newer one, has 216 LEDs in here. The Key Light Mini has 116 LEDs. So if you're looking for like technical specs, 160 LEDs in there. This one does have more, and I picked this up for like $40. It also has a battery. Right now I'm using a fake battery, so you see this little hole here, so you can just plug it in. But it's kind of, I don't understand. This is $40 and has more LEDs than the other one. I guess maybe they couldn't pack in too many in that whole Edgelit design, but still would have been nice to have a little more if this one has 216 in it. If you use the light at home, it also has this mode called Studio Mode. Essentially, what it is it disconnects it from its battery and only uses power from the USB plug. Now, make sure you turn it off before you unplug, otherwise you'll have to plug it back in and turn it back on. So in case you leave somewhere, just make sure never to forget to turn off the studio mode. Kind of find that annoying if like you need to go shoot somewhere and then you forget to turn off studio mode, then you have to run all the way back to your house, plug it in, and then not a fun experience. But it does have it if you're going to be keeping it in one spot. If you are going to be keeping it in one spot and don't have a Stream Deck, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, this thing has Stream Deck integration. Fantastic. I feel like Stream Deck integration, the mobile app, which is still kind of bad, but hopefully it gets better, and hopefully they take my Bluetooth request so that you don't have to be connected to Wi-Fi to use it. I feel like those are kind of the only reasons to buy this light. Stream Deck integration and that mobile app control. Because that's really all that separates it from the other light. Sure, it's edge-lit and it's slimmer, but that doesn't really provide much of a difference, in my opinion at least. It could provide a tiny bit, but is it a $60 difference? I don't believe so. This one, like I mentioned, has a battery in it. It's about the same brightness. They didn't list an exact brightness on their site for some reason, so I can't tell you. I'll give it the Key Light Mini to the win for what? I'll give the Key Light Mini the win for that one. But it still could be better. I feel like with better app control, I think it could be a great light. It's still a fantastic light. The magnet locking is great, and personally, that's the reason I have it. That magnet mount is so useful because for some reason, my mic arm has like this big pole on it. It's so you can adjust the microphone up and down if you want to do that, but I keep it on the lowest setting because my microphone's all the way down here, and I don't need it to be really high. So I just end up using that pole to mount the key light itself, and it looks really good. It doesn't impede on anything, as that space was just being wasted, so it's fantastic. Anyways, that's everything I wanted to talk about in this video. If you enjoyed, or if it was helpful, leave a like and subscribe. Helps the channel out, and it's free. That's everything, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.